Hello everybody, Scratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. In this video we're gonna talk about champions that can solo dungeons. So we're gonna have a look at multiple champions that can solo the dungeons. We're gonna have a look at the gear requirements, how they gotta look like to be able to actually solo the dungeons. So first we're gonna start with Mashaled. We're on a Donuts account, one of my buddies from my clan, guys. So what we're gonna do with Mashaled is we can solo the keeps and we can solo the minor with him. So we're not able to actually solo like the spider, the dragon, the fire knight or the ice golem, but he is able to solo every single one of these dungeons right here. So what that means that when you're actually farming for potions, you're farming for masteries on champions, you can just take him in and then bring in some food to level it up, like 4 champions if you're going in keeps, for example. If you're going in for masteries, you can just bring in another champion in, that the one that you gotta get the masteries on. Starting from level 1, he's gonna get all the masteries and he's gonna level up at the same time. So that's a good way for you guys to actually manage your resources better, maximize, to say like this, your profits, rather than just wasting a full team of 5 farming these things when it's not necessary, especially if you're leaving the farming overnight, or you're leaving it on with the auto clicker for a few hours. Is honestly just not worth it to do it. So let's see, what food do we have here. Hopefully we have some in the vault that's not leveled up. If not, we're gonna have to open some shards. So actually I'm just gonna take this guy with us. We're just gonna have 1 food. We can carry full food, but we only have 1 available, seems like, on the account. So right now we're on the arcane keep here. We're gonna try to get this done. See how long it's gonna take us. It's not taking an insane amount of time. What's good about Mashaled is that he's stealing buffs, getting increased speed, placing fear on the enemies, and leech. So that helps him to stay alive, helps to keep a CC on the waves, of course not on the bosses, but he's dealing enough damage to wreck the boss pretty quick. So you guys can see, we are on what? Less than a minute to actually melt this down. 41 seconds with one champion to actually do all the grind here. So that's the arcane keep. Let's take him in for a spin in the magic keep. So here is actually a weak affinity, but he can still do it, right? The reason why he can do it is because he steals the buff. So because he's able to steal the shield from the boss there, that will help him to actually stay alive even longer. Now because he buffs speed on himself, he doesn't even need to have like an insane amount of speed, honestly. Of course, we're getting some weak hits here, not the end of the world. That fear is huge, actually, to keep the ads in control there. So there we are, the boss. Okay, we stole that shield. Like, look how massive is that shield on Mashaled now, honestly. And we have blocked debuffs. We stole literally everything from that boss. So now we're killing those, and the boss is going down as well. Even with all those weak hits, still 46 seconds, right? Just with Mashaled, being able to carry some food while we're getting all this done. Of course, you're not getting as much XP like you would be getting in campaign, but it's just as an idea to be able to maximize your energy, to say like this. So be able to farm some food while you're leaving your auto clicker overnight and things like that. So Minotaur as well is gonna work pretty much the same. So here, I would not carry food, of course. What I would do here, because if you're carrying food, you gotta keep in mind the champions that are getting scrolls. I'm just saying this just in case if somebody out there will get confused with it, right? So you do not want to carry food. For example, you 6-star a champion right about now, for example. So let's just say we just 6-star Sir Nicholas and he's just at level 1. So this is a level 1 Sir Nicholas. We would be taking him in here with Mashaled only. Or maybe I made 2 6-stars that I want to get masteries on. That's even better, because if you're getting 2 of them, they will get enough XP or in the course of all the runs you're doing to actually get on level 60, both of them. I'm pretty sure about it. Not 100% sure, but it should be around there. So I haven't really actually stayed and calculated all the energy you're getting. I'm farming it pretty much the same on my account. I'm not using Mashaled. I'm actually running Draco and Ethos because it's even much faster. So I'm doing it in like 15 seconds. Sometimes lower, 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 10 seconds, farming the Mino. Because whenever I'm getting a champion at 60, most of the times I gotta get the Masteries quick on, spot on to be able to drop that video for you guys, the guide on the champions. So that's why I'm farming minor like this, to get that XP. I don't like buying scrolls because I'm missing on earning the silver. Silver is super important in this game. Swapping all that gear, leveling up all that gear, we all struggling with silver. So rather than to pay 800 gems and get no silver just to make it instant, I'll rather have my farmers do it in half an hour to 1 hour. Keep on farming that dungeon, get some silver, and save around 200 gems as well, you know. So we don't have a 6-star, but for example, I'll take him in alone. You understood the main point of what I meant to say here. With him, why you would wanna have him with your champions that they need masteries, so not food, like in the other dungeons. Now he doesn't have the fastest animation either, the way he flies in and stuff, but he's still able to do the job without a problem. And pretty fast as well. Like, it's not a bad time to be able to carry your team in under 1 minute, right? I think it's pretty good. And not even 1 minute, under 50 seconds on every single dungeon. Like, on the minor he did 37 seconds. Of course, if we would have 1 or 2 other champions with us for Masteries here, it's gonna be a few seconds extra, because the champions, they're gonna all have to move on there. We'll be seeing more animations. But let's have a quick look at Mashaled, what sort of gear he has, stats, Masteries. Of course, he is fully booked. So that's Mashaled right here. How you guys can see, he doesn't have insane speed, he doesn't have insane attack, and he does not have insane crit damage, right? And accuracy is a bit of overkill in accuracy for these specific parts of the game. But total stats, we have 30k HP, 4.3k attack, 1.9k defense, 192 speed, 101 crit rate, 227 crit damage, and we have 311 accuracy. Now, honestly, these stats are not extreme, are pretty easy to achieve, honestly. I'm not talking about new players that just dropped in the game 1 or 2 weeks ago. Of course, they might not have the gear to do this just yet, but any mid-game player can do this without a problem. Masteries, we have offense and defense 3. So on offense, we actually have a tier 6 Helm Smasher. Another thing you could do here, rather than bring it down, you could get a Cycle of Violence as well, decrease the cooldown of a skill even more, so you'll be able to pump in more damage on bosses, for example. But these are the Masteries. So how I said, we have Methodical here, Kill Streak, and Helm Smasher as tier 6. My head is kind of blocking them down here, so just to make sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But that was Mashaled. We're gonna jump on and check out a different champion. So now we're on my buddy's PGems account. We're gonna talk about Venus. We're gonna have a look how she solos Dragon 20, and with the help of Miscreated Monster, Wrecking Spider 20. Now probably with some sort of a insane build on her, she would be able to solo Spider 20 as well. I have no doubts on it. So let's jump straight into Dragon 20. So right here, you've seen Battle Kazar and a lot of other champions. I mean, a lot, not that many, but you've seen quite a few other champions being able to solo Dragon 20, right? It's not the most extreme thing in the game. So we have Venus with four fodders here, to say like this, wrecking Dragon 20 for us, farming gear and getting some XP. Of course, if I repeat, you're playing the game daily and you're doing this, you might not want to stay here for so long and farm it like this. But if you're auto clicking it, you have your multi battles, just start them on like this. You're doing your chores in the house, or I don't know, you're doing something else, maybe leaving it even overnight to farm gear. It's not a bad idea to run it like this for efficiency. If you want to be efficient, of course. Especially if you're not a big spender or anything like that. It's a great way of saving energy and maximizing everything out of it. Getting the XP on champions. How I said it before with Mashaled as well, is honestly not a bad idea to do this. Now, personally, I'm not really using a lot of these champions to farm dungeons like this. I'm kind of like, go with a full team, 30, 40, 50, 60 seconds per dungeon, get it done and farm that gear as quick as possible. But that's just because I don't have as much time available. I am throwing in thousands and thousands and thousands of energy just to try and farm gear, to improve my champions for arena, for clan boss, to be able to do more stupid things for you guys in the videos. But if I wouldn't be doing that, I would be definitely running some sort of things like this, 100%. And you'll be surprised of some OP champions in the game not being able to actually do anything like this. So Venus right here, 4 million damage, 1 minute and 50 seconds to solo Dragon 20. Not a bad time at all. I will show you the build later on. The build can be improved by a lot by giving her a lot of extra crit rate, attack. That will speed up the run by quite a bit. So right now, we're going to run a team like this. So we have 3 fodders. And we have... let's bring in another one. Venus and Miscreated Monster. Now, instead of Miscreated Monster, if you have, for example, a Sir Nicholas, he's great. A Valkyrie, again, she's gonna be great as well. You just want to give her a bit of protection. Like, she doesn't have a lot of resistance, so she will be getting a debuff by the Spiderlings. And the AI on her is not the best because she's starting with defense down and weaken. And by that time, the Spiderlings, they already start moving. So you're missing on actual damage with from the HP burn, because she needs to go a second time to actually land that debuff. So the spider gets to heal like this. The spiderlings, they're not gonna pop up all that damage from HP burn. Like you've seen it right now. It's not a bad thing now because a lot of spiderlings, they still need to land. But now we're gonna drop the HP burn in a second. By that time, the spiderlings will be getting some turns. The big spider is gonna fill up his turn meter, ready to get the turn. The queen, let me rectify, not the big spider. The queen. But Venus can throw off some serious results in here. I don't have a Venus myself on my account. Honestly, I wouldn't mind to have one. She reminds me of the chick from Zorro for some reason. Maybe just because of the clothes and that sort of style, you know. Katrina something, I can't remember her full name. The actress. I'm sure some of you will remember that. She kind of looks like that one. She was a hottie though, that one. Not gonna lie about it. Not gonna lie about that, guys. Right, so what are we? Almost 2 minutes. And we still have a good chunk of HP. But I think it might end now for our queen. We're landing the poisons as well, so you wanna make it faster and just carry 2 fodders with you. Run it with the Cold Heart. I can actually throw a Cold Heart in here just for you guys to see how it works out. There we go. So 1 minute 59 seconds. Venus with 10.6 million damage. So we can take actually 1 fodder out. Like, doesn't really matter which one. And bring in a Cold Heart. Let me just find one quick. There we go. I think that should work. It's gonna be a bit faster because like this we have a bit of turn meter control as well, enemy max HP to chunk in a bit of damage on the queen as well to take it down faster. But you can still level up 2 fodders, which is not bad at all. Now I'm just wondering, we should be having enough speed on a Cold Heart. There we go. So this is gonna be much faster now. Like this is a great efficient way to farm it like this. Okay. So probably we're gonna get at around 1 minute with this. I think. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna pass a bit over 1 minute, but it's still fine. Still not a bad time though. Around 90 seconds, I think it's pretty good to be able to farm a dungeon like this and get your gear, get your silver, and get XP on a couple of champions. Like, it's giving you a big advantage, especially when you're running to do fusions. You have a champion training event on, you gotta do the spider dungeon, you gotta do the dragon dungeon, you gotta do the ice golem dungeon, for example. And like that, you're kind of shooting 2 birds with 1 stone, sorry. That's kind of what you're doing. So this was 1 minute and 21 seconds. Let's check the stats on her. So there she is. She's on a lifesteal and a speed set. She doesn't have the most insane stats. She's a bit fast, a bit too fast, I would say. We have 50k HP, 2k attack, 3.5k defense, 266 speed, 62 crit rate, 92 crit damage, 300 resistance, 300 accuracy. Now, we could drop some accuracy, we could drop a bit of resistance, get more crit rate, try to get her to full crit rate, and speed we could probably drop 30 to 40 speed, and she would still work in the same way. But those are the stats on her, how you've seen, nothing out of the ordinary. Of course, the speed a bit is too high. Some of you guys might be having issues in that department, but rather than that, she's pretty good the way she is. We have offense and support tree, so we kind of have with the War Master, we have a Arcane Celerity, that just to boost the turn meter, get more turns for her. So she's kind of built specifically for this. So with this sort of mastery, she won't be doing great in clan boss just because of Arcane Celerity. But rather than that, if you choose not to give her Arcane Celerity, this sort of masteries will work just fine in clan boss as well. So tier 6 we have War Master here, we have Kill Streak, and the rest of them you can see them all the way here, guys, but nothing too crazy on her. Let's move over to the next champion. So we're on Jason's account and we're gonna have a look at Lord Chamford, aka Lord Comfort, how he's soloing Ice Golem 20. Now honestly, he's not one of my favorite champions, but at least he's capable to do something like this. So he can carry 4 fodders in Ice Golem 20 and bring you back up with a victory, a piece of gear, and XP to level up your champion. So right now we're carrying 4 hardcore fodders with us here. We have a Ignatius, a Xavier, an Astralon, a Sato, which of course they're just getting XP. They have no gear on, so at some point down the road here they will be dying. But let's have a look at Chamford. 48k hit there. Now he's good because he's bringing the debuffs with him, which makes it pretty good for the actual boss and the waves here. He generates his own shield as well. He's not fully AoE, which can cause you actually some problems, especially on the second wave with that reflect damage. To be able to wreck all those adds in a hit will kind of create you some sort of problems there. So we're left with Ignatius, with him here, and we're moving to the second wave here slowly. I'm curious to see the best time we can get with this. It's definitely not gonna be too fast though. Okay, so we got that reflect damage. Here is where the danger comes. That's why it's not so great to actually run champions like a Krisk, for example, which are full AoE, because they are getting so much damage. Like, Krisk here is failing quite a lot. I tried to build a Krisk. Probably I didn't give him enough HP and speed, but he was a pretty badass Krisk, honestly, and he was not able to pass that second wave there because of a reflect damage. And the AoE skill, of course, dealing too much damage to all the waves in the same time and just dying. Right, so we are like, what, almost 2 minutes in at the boss. Not too bad. Now, because he's an HP champion, he does have a higher survivability than a defensive champion here. The boss will start to ignore defense. So because he's tanky on HP, his own shield, that's what actually makes it possible to say like this. But there we are. Okay. So it's around 3 minutes by the looks of it. I'm curious to see his stats as well. Oh, I said, guys, I'm not doing it from my own account. Was needed to do a lot of regearing to be able to bring you all these champions in line for a farming. I don't have some of these champions available. Then I don't have some of them at 60. Some of them, they're not booked. So it's much harder to do all of them from my account. But I'm trying to bring you as many as possible in one single video, rather than making 10 different videos for each specific champion, you know. So I'm trying to connect them all in one as much as possible. So that's why we're only doing a run with each one of them, because I still have quite a few more coming. Probably like 3-4 more champions. So it's gonna be a pretty long video, to say like this. But you might have a lot of these champions and you might wanna start soloing some of the dungeons. So I'm just giving you guys as an idea what sort of champions you can use, because a lot of them they haven't been shown. So that's Lord Chamford, 6 million damage, a bit over 3 minutes to solo Ice Golem 20. Now let's check his stats, his gear. See, what does he look like? Where is he hiding? There we go. So he's on an Immortal set, a Perception, and a Broken set, right? Total stats, we have 83k HP, 2k attack, 2k defense, 185 speed, full crit rate, 210 crit damage, a bit of resistance, and accuracy. Now, if you would increase the speed a bit more on him, he would actually do this faster. So, good amount of HP. You see, nothing too crazy, not insane crit damage, not insane defense, not insane resistance or accuracy. He's just a well-balanced champion on the build right here. These are the Masteries. We have Support and Offense 3. We have a War Master as tier 6. Kill Streak. Methodical. I'm showing you these Masteries on this side because you might not be able to see them because of me blocking them. He's fully booked as well. But that's Chamford, guys. Let's move over to the next champion. So we're on Panda's account and we're gonna check a bunch of different champions that are capable of soloing the dungeons. So we're gonna start with Rotos. We're gonna have a look at him soloing Ice Golem 20 and Dragon 20. So let's start over with the Ice Golem. Rotos, by the way, he's still a very powerful champion used in the right combo. Now, talking about PvP. PvE, he's still a strong champion. So let's take him in for a spin. We have 4 fodders there. We would have had space for another one, but then I've just kind of put it there. So he's gonna be able to actually wreck the boss because of his passive and everything else that he does. He's just such a strong champion. You're not able to actually one-shot him. And as long as you run him in lifesteals, he's kind of indestructible from hits from bosses because they're not multi-hits, right? So there we go, slowly clearing the waves here. He does hit pretty hard as well, Rotos, so he's like a one-man army, to say like this. Before he actually got the nerf, you guys know what he was capable of. He was just super, super strong. Like, game-changing strong. For one champion to be able to change the arena meta so much like he did before is actually insane. So now he's been brought down back to the right level, to say like this. He's still super strong if you have a couple of them with a Sifi as well. Not many of you guys have that, so unfortunately he's not as great, but you can still run him for offense. Defense wise he's not that good for arena anymore, but offense is still a strong champion. So you do want to have a bit of resistance on him, a decent amount of speed, and of course full crit rate, tons of crit damage and attack, because that's kind of what it matters on him. Okay, now he's blocking revive here as well, which makes it much faster as well. The boss won't revive and all the rest of stuff, so there we go, block revive. The run is gonna go actually faster, so he might be bringing up a better time than Chamford, even though he has no AoE hits, just because of blocking revive, killing the ads faster with the super hard hitting skills that he has. So around 2 minutes, and we took the boss under 50% HP here. So this is how I said auto clicking, guys, saves you tons and tons of resources. If you want to push your player power, example, you want to level up your vault, this is the right way to do it without wasting any extra energy in campaign or wasting your brews or stuff like that. Like, you see, Rotos is barely taking any damage. 2 minutes 33 seconds, and we wrecked Ice Golem 20 just with Rotos, right? So let's take him in Dragon 20, and then we're gonna check the gear on him. So he did like 4 million damage almost. So Dragon 20, let's see, he should be ready to rumble here. We do have Tranda as lead, just to increase a bit his damage more, but just to show you guys, we don't need that to be there. So these are 40. Let me replace the fodders with this one, and this one, right? They don't have gear, none of them, so let's take them in for a spin. Let's see what he's capable to do on the dragon here. And then I'm gonna show you the stats on him. Okay. I think it will be around the same time. Now, especially that the dragon, he needs some sort of poisons and or super hard hitting champions to be able to wreck his secret skill. I'm curious to see how Rotos is gonna do that. I haven't tried to play around with him before. I just know he's capable to do it. I trust my friends when they're telling me the champions are ready, so I haven't actually played with them around. So this is like a first time for me as well, guys, to see it. So 48 seconds to kill the first wave. And we almost got down that horde in there. Now I'm curious what sort of danger they are, the hordes here. I was gonna say how they're double hitting. But clearly not a big danger. Even if they would crit, probably then if both of them they would crit, which requires pretty hardcore RNG, I think, for that to happen. He told me he's 99.99% to solo Dragon 20 here. So of course it's a super small chance of him failing. A lot of teams they have that, even as a full team. We got the stun there, but we're still going strong on the dragon. Now, the more we get into his secret skills, the more the damage will be that he deals to our team. So let's see once we're getting lower on the skills there. Okay, he doesn't seem to deal that much damage on Rotos at least. He was wrecking Chris here, honestly. Okay, let's see. The stun on. Back on full HP. Oh, yes. Easy. He's doing it easy, honestly. Now, he's built pretty well, but you won't really require him to be as strong as he's built right here. We will be moving to the build in about 5 seconds, I would think. So what we got? 2 minutes and 34 seconds. We've unblocked the revive on him. Jeez, how powerful. 4 million damage from Rotos here. 2 minutes 34 seconds on Dragon 20. Now let's check his build. So there we are. This is the Rotos we used in lifesteal. I know you see 2 more here. 3 Trandas, a lot of champions. This is a very stacked account, guys. It's a very, very strong account. So we have Rotos right here. These are the total stats. 28k HP, 4.6k attack, 2.3k defense, 232 speed, 102 crit rate, 224 crit damage, and we have 274 resistance. Built on lifesteal and a speed set. Now, how I said, the stats on him are pretty good. He's not bad build at all. He has a strong build, but it's not impossible, right? A lot of people can achieve this with a speed set and a lifesteal set. And you don't really need to have that much attack, that much crit damage. He's still gonna do it. Now, how I said, all the champions are fully booked. These are the masteries on him. So we have defense and offense 3. Tier 6, we actually have Helm Smasher, so we don't have War Master. We're getting more damage like that. And we're going down to Retribution on the defense 3, but these are the masteries. Let's move over to the next champion. So coming up next, we have a duo. We have Lissandra and Tomblord duoing Fire Knight 20. Now, there is no champion in the game to be able to solo Fire Knight 20, at least nothing that I'm familiar with. I can't imagine a single champion being able to solo this boss, but we are able to run a duo and wreck the boss here. So let's bring in some fodders and take them in for a spin. Now, it's not gonna be the fastest time, but it's still more than doable. So Tomblord actually is a champion that I wanted for a very long time. I still haven't managed to get my hands on one. Maybe one day. Like, just looking at all those poisons, how nice would that combo with a Xayvia, for example, right? That's something that I always wanted to try. A Tomblord, a Xayvia here, it would have been a lot of fun. But then I never had the chance. We'll do it another time, when I pull my own Tomblord. On my own free-to-play account. This is the premium free-to-play account, guys. Is the #1 free-to-play account in the game, if you haven't noticed so far. So let's see, what do we get out of here overall? The time, I guess, if it's gonna take us around a minute per wave, probably it's gonna take us another couple of minutes at the boss, because we gotta knock down that shield. And then, I guess, once we knock down the shield, the boss is never gonna take another turn because of Lissandra. We will be having decreased speed, decreased attack, defense down, and poisons. Now, poisons, because he's not gonna get other turns, are not as important, but the rest are pretty important. So Tomblord actually brings in a lot of good debuffs on this boss here. Right, so we lost all the fodders here. So we literally just running with the two of them. He's pumping in turns like crazy. And he's not even hitting that hard. Like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have insane attack. I'm not really sure about his multipliers. I never really looked into Tomblord's multipliers. I know when they buffed him, I think it was like, what, over 1 year ago when they buffed Tomblord? Maybe a bit longer than that. They made him too strong and insta-nerf him the day after. Because they made him too overpowered. Right, so 2 minutes and 17 seconds, we cleared the waves and moving over to the boss. Now, as long as Lissandra uses her A2 at the right moment, we should be able to clear the boss without a problem. Keep the shield down, but let's see. It's honestly all about that A2 on Lissandra to be used at the right moment. Okay. Again, she didn't use that literally in the right moment. So we have one more turn there. Okay, poisons. We haven't decreased the speed. Let's see. Extra turns. That might help a bit. Okay. He's so funny. We got decreased speed. I think this might be the run here, guys. Yes, it is. So we knock down the shield. From here on, is literally just pumping damage. So this was made by a couple of my clanmates, so Panda and Wontrans. They made this comp right here, the duo of the Fire Knight, to say like this, Tomblord and Lissandra. Now I'm not sure if they can be replaced in a way or another. Probably no. I mean, Tomblord brings a lot of good debuffs here that decrease speed, decrease defense, so it helps a lot to clear the boss faster as well, clear the waves faster. He's strong affinity as well, same with Lissandra. So because of that, I'm not sure if an Itril will be capable to replace Tomblord here. He doesn't have defense down, but he does have a triple hit on the A1. He has decreased speed, decreased turn meter, so he might be a viable option instead of a Tomblord here. And I know he has pretty decent multipliers as well. So he's around 4 to 5 minutes to clear this dungeon with the duo here, guys. It's not a bad time, honestly, if you want to maximize, of course, XP, and all about auto-clicking, making the most out of auto-clicking. So let's see. Extra turn, and we should be taking him down now, I guess. Lissandra hits pretty hard as well when she wants to, so we got Lissandra with 1.1 million damage and Tomblord with 2.5. And let's see, we got a good piece? No, we haven't. Right, let's have a quick look at her stats. So this is Lissandra, guys. Nothing too crazy on her. A couple of speed sets, an immortal set just to help her heal a bit back. We have a 52k HP, 1.9k attack, 4.1k defense, 304 speed. Of course, she's a turn meter booster, so as much speed as possible. 37 crit rate, 120 crit damage, 290 accuracy. So nothing too crazy on her. Masteries, again, typical support for a turn meter booster. And we have War Master as tier 6 instead, rather than go on the defense tree, just so we pump in more damage on the actual boss. And then we have Tomblord right here, Relentless set and Immortal. Total stats 40k HP, 2.7k attack, 3.6k defense, 268 speed, almost full crit rate, 116 crit damage, and 248 accuracy. So nothing insane when you're talking about damage on him. He does have a pretty high speed. Probably you don't need it as high. Masteries, offense, and support tree. Now, we have a War Master instead of Giant Slayer. I guess it's just a mistake, a misclick maybe. Didn't want it to pay the 150 gems, but I would suggest you to run a Giant Slayer on him because of his A1 multi-hits, pumping a bit more damage. But there they are, guys, the duo that can wreck the Fire Knight. So we're down to the last two champions we're gonna try in for today, guys. So we have a Tyrant for Ice Golem and Spider, and we have Battle Kazar for Dragon. So let's start quick with the Ice Golem here. We have Tyrant. Let's get in some fodders as well and take them in for a spin. Now, Tyrant is an awesome champion. Great for clan boss as well. But not recently, honestly. So I was doing a takeover, probably one of the most failed account takeover I've done. And that's because of Tyrant. I had a plan to take Tyrant in. Run him with other ally protection, a champion, run a nice double ally protection champion team there. But then guess what? His AI kind of got broken, so he's not as good for clan boss anymore. Hopefully they will be addressing that and fixing it soon. Because it's pretty disappointing to see that they fixed the HP burn part on him. And then they messed up the other skills. So hopefully they'll be sorting that out as well. So he is more than capable to solo the Ice Golem 20 as well. He's a pretty strong champion, HP burn, self-heal as well, so he doesn't really need to have lifesteal either, as long as he manages to deal a good chunk of damage on the target there. Of course, it's not the fastest run with him here, but let's see what he's made of. He has a great passive as well, especially for clan boss. Okay, so we got that down. We left with these ads right here. Of course, again, not the fastest. Probably out of them, I think Rotos might be the one that runs it the fastest. And Venus. Venus did the dragon pretty quick as well. So let's see how he compares with Chamford, for example, here. So there are, of course, other champions that can solo the dungeons. I'm not able to bring them all in one video, so maybe in the near future, in the next few weeks or couple of months, I'll be making a part 2 to this video, so you guys can see some of other champions that are not that conventional to be used around here, you know. There we go. Okay. I'm curious how a Stag Knight will do here, for example. Built on a nice gear set, lifesteal, give him the right speed, resistance, accuracy. I'm pretty sure he would be capable maybe to get this done. Okay. The HP burn actually is pretty good here as well. It does deal a ton of damage on the boss, so you do want to have the mobs alive here actually to make that run faster. Okay. Get the revive up. Drop the HP burn. There we go. And like this, it definitely runs faster. So, I can't remember the time that Chamford did, but I think Tyrant is a bit faster. He's killing the boss much faster because of the HP burn on the ads as well. It definitely helps by a lot. Okay. That looked a bit dangerous there for a second. I thought that we might be encountering some sort of issues, but not to worry. Tyrant back on full HP. That's just simply the way he rules it. So there we go, 3 minutes and 39 seconds. Pretty good time, I would say. We got the fodders up and running, 4.4 million damage. Time to move over to Spider 20 and see what he's doing there. How fast can he kill the Spider 20 alone? We have the fodders here already, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's see, Tyrant. Then we're gonna check Battle Kazar in the Dragon, and at the end we're gonna check the build on both of them. So you see what I was talking about Venus using a different skill is not bad on her because you want her to use defense down and weaken, but compared to other champions that are starting straight with HP burn is in a way faster, even though it saves you like what, 20 seconds maybe on the run. It's still decent. Now Ignatius, I don't think he's able to do this because of the super long cooldowns that he has. The reason Tyrant is great here is because he's on a 3-turn cooldown. So he's actually making it pretty quick as well. Being strong affinity does help a lot as well. More weak hits. The poisons are not landing as often either, so that helps a ton actually. Okay. Are we getting it down now maybe? Not to say he's passive as well. 10% less damage. It can be pretty solid. Okay, I think it might go down now. Yes. Our queen is definitely going down now. There we go. 1 minute and 22 seconds actually. That's a pretty impressive time. 13.3 million damage. Now is this a good banner? Not really, but I'm not gonna sell it. So let's move over to Dragon 20 with Battle Kazar. So I know 100% Fushan can solo Dragon 20 as well. I don't have one ready for it. So that's why I said I'll be trying different champions as well in the near future and make probably a part 2 with different champions that are able to run around the dungeons like this. Maybe I'll get an E3, I can try him with Lissandra in the Fire Knight and things like that. So let's take in Battle Kazar for a spin. We have the fodders up and running as well. Now probably this was like one of the first champions we've seen to solo Dragon 20. This has been over for... It's been for ages ago, so nothing new with Battle Kazar here. Okay, landing the poisons. He has the crit rate. The heal as well, so he's just a super strong champion. Like, when I started playing the game, this guy right here and Kaimar were the most wanted on my list, honestly. Just mainly for design though. Then for skills. So the designs on them, when I've seen them, I was like, whoa, they look so badass. I really gotta get these champions on, you know. That's the first thing you're looking at. Then you're talking about skills and what can these champions actually do. At least when you're a noob, when you start the game, you know. That's why you look at, ooh, the graphics are so good. I really want to get these champions. Okay. So 1 minute and a bit, and we're almost done with the second wave here. He does help a lot with those poisons though to actually kill the ads there, like how you've seen 8,000, 8,000, 8,000, 8,000 damage on some of them there. And on the dragon, I don't need to say it, how much it helps to have the poisons. And him being able to cleanse that weaken attack down if the boss actually manages to land them on him is great. The continuous heal as well. Okay. I'm curious how would a Battle Kazar in Relentless run as well for this. Okay, so seems like his skill is making more and more damage, but 1 minute and 57 seconds. Battle Kazar with 4 million damage, soloing Dragon 20. Now let's have a quick look at what sort of builds they have these champions. So that's Battle Kazar. We have him on 3 speed sets. He is pretty fast. Honestly, you don't need him as fast. I've seen it done with like 220 speed or something like that. I can't really remember. We have 61k HP, 2.5k attack, 2.1k defense, 281 speed, 20 crit rate, 122 crit damage, 269 resistance, 240 accuracy. So he's not insane on anything rather than just speed. Not a huge HP, not a huge defense, not a huge crit rate or crit damage or resistance or attack. Speed sets as well, so of course you can change that accordingly to whatever sets you have to actually manage to get better crit rate, crit damage, attack on him, defense. Masteries, we have offense and support tree. Now we have War Master on tier 6 on the offense tree, and on support we have everything that kind of matters. Arcane Celerity pretty important, Rapid Response important as well. Lore of Steel is not as important, but if you want to get both of the debuffs here, Master Hexer and Spirit Haste, yeah, you do want to go on that path. Then the last champion that we have in here is no one else but Tyrant. So Tyrant is built on an immortal set and regeneration. He kind of needs a bit of help. Now he can heal from this right here, but sometimes it might not be enough, especially if you don't have enough crit rate. If the enemy doesn't have defense down, it will be pretty hard for him to heal. So he doesn't need lifesteal. He's actually better on a regeneration and immortal set. So total stats, we have 70k HP, 3.6k defense, 261 speed, 55 crit rate, 100 crit damage, 324 resistance, 234 accuracy. Fully booked, of course, how I said. Masteries, again, support and offense tree. War Master, and we have support tree. We have lasting gifts here. I think it's been more of a clan boss build that hasn't been changed on mastery wise 100% by the looks of it. But that's Tyrant right here, guys. These are the champions for part 1. How I said, in the next weeks, couple of months, we'll be making a part 2 to this video with different champions that can solo dungeons, duo dungeons, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video about these champions. How many of you guys are running solo dungeons, duo dungeons? You like to see this kind of champions doing this sort of jobs in dungeons, carry the food with them and help you out, of course, getting the most out of your resources, of your investment. But that was all for this video, guys. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe for more content, turn on notifications to see when we upload next, and I'll see you all soon on another video. Till then, peace out.